the impacts I spoke of earlier. Obviously, our first priority is usually our own families, but designating Olam Tikva as a recipient of a small portion of our estates is a way of guaranteeing our community will continue to thrive for generations to come. Vador Vador. On your table, there is a flyer acknowledging the 13 families who have already stepped forward. Thank you, and we hope that you will consider joining them. So we have a very long agenda today, so I'm going to immediately move to the next agenda item. We are changing up the agenda slightly here. So I would like to introduce Deborah Beelan Ackerman to provide insights into our religious school and to present our 2019 Youth Award.
Boker Tov. Oh, I see. The little secret was he wasn't holding it because it looked cool. It was because this is broken. All right. I'm going to have to hold it too. All right. So this morning, if you joined us a little earlier, you would have seen our 18 confirmation students. Our 19th is still in Israel. He'll be home soon. And it was a great way to start this morning because it was a great look at all of the things we've been working for so many years to make our school even better, to make experiences even richer for our students. Our religious school this year had 207 students. We had, like I said, 19 confirmation students, which is the largest confirmation class we've had during my tenure. It's not the largest confirmation class OT has ever had. You can go count faces in the pictures in the gallery upstairs. I probably should have done that, figured out what was the biggest here. But across all of our grades, we've not just seen growth, but we've also seen lots of changes and things that we've done to make our students feel more engaged, to make our programming feel more enriched and more experiential. I'm really proud of all of the effort our teachers have put in this year, and my hope is that you've had a chance to see either in the contemporary or on the Facebook page, or just because you stumbled into a little nest of students somewhere on a Sunday morning, all of the great things that we're doing. It's my honor now to ask Shauna and Sierra Kaplan to come and join me. I'm going to have you guys stand on either side of me so I can look really short. The sad part is they've been taller than me almost as long as I've known them. So, all right, just establishing who's on which side of me. Okay. So this award is one that I have presented many times in my tenure at OT, but it's a little different this year. This award was established by the Cohn family to recognize leadership in our youth group. What? Okay, I've mispronounced something. It's been a long day already. All right, and to recognize leadership within our teams. And if you've been around for a while, you know that there was a little bit of a dip in our US-wide participation there for a few years. But there was no dip in places for our teams to engage. We had lots of other places for our teams to work and to serve as role models and mentors and leaders. But a few years ago, a small group of what were then 8th graders decided that they didn't like that there wasn't a real US-wide chapter here, the way that they knew they existed all around this region. And so they made a commitment that they were going to do the work to try and bring it back. And the young ladies standing on either side of me were part of that group. These two young women, Shauna and Sierra, they worked and worked, not just to create programming, but most importantly to engage their peers. There is not a teen in this building who has not been approached by one of these two young ladies to come to something. If they see you, they will invite you. If they manage to get a hold of your cell phone number, they will text you. They'll send you an email, even though we know none of them really check email. They put it to their Instagram page when they realized that was the best way to communicate with people their own age. They went and met with their peers across the region to find out what is working. How can we grow? How can we engage? How can we make this work? And they did it all in a way that was about including others as opposed to making it about themselves. It wasn't Shauna and Sierra's US-wide chapter. It was a US-wide chapter that was driven by Shauna and Sierra and a small group of other kids who are also graduating this year. I might be worried if I hadn't known these girls as well as I do, that with them graduating, we are headed for some kind of concerning vacuum. But I'm not worried about that, because their goal this year has been to really mentor younger high school students to rise up so that when they move on, they know that they aren't just leaving a memory of a great few years. They are leaving the tools and the passion necessary for the people who come after them to continue on. And that is the greatest thing that they can leave this community. You should be very proud of these young women who have been a part of this community their whole lives. If you go visit Tot Shabbat, not only are they working in that room sometimes, but their pictures as preschoolers are still in the Tot Shabbat Siddur. Who are you dressed up as? They pretty much are acting every female role in Bereshit. So you can check out the Tot Shabbat Siddur. Many of you have children in that Siddur, or grandchildren. We probably should take new pictures, but it's so cute, you probably never will. Shauna and Sierra are both headed off to great experiences. You want to tell us where you're going to school?
I'm going to the University of Mary Washington.
I'm going to Bradley University in Peoria, Illinois.
All right, we have someone who's studying education and someone who's studying physical therapy. Aren't you impressed at everything you're saying? Shauna and Sierra are going to continue being a part of whatever Jewish community that they come into as they leave us, not just as participants, but as leaders, because that is what they are. They are leaders. You helped give them everything they needed to learn those skills and a space to use them, and now they are going to make all of us proud as they move forward. So on behalf of all of Olam Tikva, we want to congratulate you for your accomplishments. Thank you for what you have done.
Deborah, thank you so much for your exceptional efforts. There is no more important, sacred responsibility in this world than shaping and enabling the next generation of Jews. The character and contributions of our 2019 youth honorees illustrate your tremendous impact. Shauna and Sierra, mazel tov to both of you. We know that you will continue to play important roles in your community and beyond. So,